Good morning, YouTube. It is a Monday morning. It's going to be a crazy week this week, everybody. Crazy, crazy week. Recorded a show last night. Had a bunch of jig heads in the house on the exclusive live stream for the recording. Very, very cool. I think we had at any one time probably about a dozen or so, which is good. It's tough. Sunday nights are tough for folks to be able to jump in on, but we've had a couple of new members, pop in and check out the stream as it's happening and engage. And I love that stuff when they do that, when they engage with us while we're recording the show, so we can bring in their commentary and kind of bring them into the discussion. So I think it's really cool. Our guest co-host with us was Matt Thayer from Klondike Custom Creations. Matt is a Rhode Island bait maker and angler. And I mean, truly like a talented dude when it comes to doing the stuff that he's doing. Both in making wire baits like buzz baits and spinner baits and, bladed jigs and such. He also makes really good jigs in general. But also making wooden baits too, because that's his primary trade is, woodworking. And man, he makes some amazing, like topwater style baits, both for fresh and salt water, that is just like nuts. Like he's got some rats that look fantastic. But yeah, Klondike has some good stuff. But we had Matt on, and we talked about the relationship between bladed jigs and spinner baits. Like, are they really interchangeable? How's it work? And I think you have to listen for yourself to get all the details. I think he brings a lot of good info and perspective to it. Matt loves throwing a spinnerbait, but his confidence early on was bladed jigs. And, through Matt, I built some confidence in spinnerbaits, sort of trusting the process. And what I found is that there are some similarities with, reasons why folks might make a decision on what they want to choose in what situation. It's pretty interesting to kind of see it all together. And then, we got a couple of news headlines from Joe, one of them being an update regarding a story about a record catfish that was caught recently and the method used to catch this fish. So, Joe gets into that, plus has another really good story I think you guys will enjoy. In Just the Tip, we have a great tip on, and I love the phrasing that Matt used for this in the series. It's keeping your shit nice. And what he means, or what it's all about, is that he is a big fan of, you pay good money on some of these baits, when you get them. And if you manage to not lose the bait, right, and you manage to have it for a good period of time, there's nothing worse than like having that bait just corrode, and he's got a tip that will help you get more life out of your favorite lures when you're storing them. Like, very, very good tips. So we got that. I talk about in Gear of the Week, I talk about a specific bait that has been absolutely cleaning house for me during this past couple of months for the multi-species scavenger hunt. It's the Bronco blade. It is a fantastic, downsized presentation that adds a quick way to add a little bit of flash to a bunch of different stuff, and it's pretty cool. What else do we got? What else is going on? This week's show, we've got a guest in the beef seat, Ethan Grizzard, who is a Dark Horse Tackle team member. He also just happens to be the Dark Horse Tackle Angler of the Month. Featured Angler of the Month in this month's box, in the May box. So if you are, a subscriber to Dark Horse Tackle and you get the box sent to you every single month, in there you'll get a card, that outlines the featured small business of the month, the featured angler of the month, and Ethan is that angler this month. But also in our interview, I discovered that Ethan, on his first time out on any type of a fishing tournament, on any type of a fishing tournament, he came in second place in the micro bag division at Shoalipalooza. Like, that is immediately jumping into the deep end right there, and it's a good story, and it's a good story, especially about like, paying attention to the details, because it can cost you, but it's a pretty good accomplishment, man, and I'm stoked for him. We have a real great do every so often, and he's got some pretty cool stuff. Like, it amazed me the number of black bass species there are in that state, and the state of Georgia is doing something fucking really cool to engage people, and I think I give them some big props for that. I think that is a pretty cool program to get folks educated as to the waterways that they've got and the species that live in there. I think it's absolutely awesome. But he was like, he's like, the whole breakdown is X amount of species of rock bass, or X amount of species of black bass, and I was like, holy shit balls, that's crazy. Just, man, it's gonna be a crazy week this week. I'm going out fishing on Tuesday with the one and only Matt Thayer from Klondike Custom Creations, and then I have which is I need it this month. It's a private gig, but it's an event that I'm working in the Boston area at like 9 a.m. and it's a game show. But it's for a graduating high school class, which is pretty awesome. They're going to have a great time, but that's the other day that one of our other listeners, Alec Plotnikevich, had hit me up and said, how's this? It was just this morning. I haven't even actually responded to it yet, but Thursday's out for me. So this week is going to be all dried up. I'm going to be fitting in a kayak send on Wednesday and Friday, and then I will be looking at the weekend. We'll see what we can do. This weekend, I'm telling you guys, I meant to go hard. I have a video that I'm going to send out to all of you. What am I saying? Not individual. I'm not a creep. I'm going to be posting it so you guys can check it out right here on YouTube. This is going to be a pretty good video. I was kind of hoping to extend it through the weekend and capture some other sends, but if you listen to the show and my review of what went down this week, I didn't fish at all this weekend. Just conditions were making me feel like it was just going to be a grind, and I just kind of felt like I needed a little bit of a reset to just kind of chill and spend some time with the fam, which is good. I got to do that, so that's an important thing. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we're still, multi-species scavenger hunt is the primary focus, but I aside from choosing a body of water that has some of the species I'm looking for in there, it's really about the amount of effort I'm putting into it. I'm just looking to fish and get out there, and preferably I'm looking to fish with more people. So yeah, I think we're gonna squeeze a kayak send in on Wednesday. Super local. There was a body of water that I like to fish locally quite a bit, and you guys are gonna see this more and more often because it's just from around the area where I live. The access is super convenient. It's also got a lot of different species. Like, there's a lot to offer there. It's worth fishing there. And it's got some surprising species too that you don't assume are going to be found so easy. I mean, I've even found rock bass there, and those are hard to find. Hard to find in the bodies of water that surround me. So you'll be seeing more of that, but I think that's going to be the plan for Wednesday. We're going to try and hook up with really big bass and bump up those inches there, or potentially hook into a species or two that I could pick up there. And I think over the weekend, I think I got to go more trout minded again and get into some trout waters and make it happen. But I'm really stoked about this week's episode. I think it's great. I don't know, This is probably going to be a pretty short live here, guys. I don't have a whole lot to be talking about. Oh, I do want to mention the winners from the April scavenger hunt raffle that went down. Those 5 winners, I've reached out to a bunch of you guys. Some of you guys have reached out to me and reached out. I will be in touch with all of these brands that you won prizes from and let them know, you know, either if you've supplied it or, to reach out to you and get in touch. So it should be pretty good. Other than that, I'm going to get home and make some breakfast. I'm going to edit, and we're going to put together an episode of Jigs and Bigs just for you, so you can enjoy it. You can enjoy right here on the YouTube channel, or you can enjoy on any of the podcast platforms that you generally listen to, the big ones, and even a handful of those smaller niche podcast apps that are out there. But good stuff betting on them. I hope you have a great week, and cheers. We will see you soon.